First of all, we'll acknowledge Sam Butler on a fantastic career. Our last premiership player on our list. 166 games, life member and premiership player. That's the stats, but I think it's important we acknowledge the type of person Sam is and the influence he's had on our club. And I've had the privilege to coach these guys for 4 years. And if I had to describe Sam off the field, he's the guy that organises the footy trip. And he's the connector between the young and the old. He's the heart and soul of the football club. And he leaves a legacy within our four walls that we'll never forget. So, Sam, congratulations on a fantastic career. Get up on the stage, mate. And please, Tash, can you join him as well?
Number 26, Sam Butler.
Another one of the youngsters who only had a couple of possessions last year in the grand final, but did his job today.
Well, Sammy is a premiership player. He's one of the best clubmen. Loves to organise the footy trip every year. He's just one of those guys that everyone loves, and he's always got a beaming smile.
Butler should mark. He does. Got away from Cameron. Sam Butler from 40 metres out. First goal in AFL. Good stuff, young fella. Great goal.
He's had so many injuries, but to be able to bounce back a better player after each one of them is, just a credit to the work rate that he's got.
Barry Hall, he's got Richards free, took too long.
Yeah, no, great dude. Looked after me for probably 4 or 5 years in Northbridge, living down the street from literally 2 doors away from him. Cooked for me, taught me how to cook actually. Not very well, but had a crack. And he's just a really caring dude, and he was actually the organiser of the footy trip for probably the last 10 years as well, so he's a great team man.
Butsy, a great clubman. He genuinely cares about everyone on the list. I remember when I was a first-year player, he was the first bloke to ring me up and congratulate me on getting drafted. He lived 5 minutes around the corner. I texted him one day to see if he wanted to go to the movies. It was kind of like a date. I was a bit embarrassed texting him, and he texted back, "Who's this?" It was great, but from there, friendships blossomed. He's been a good teammate to me, but everyone else as well.
Wow. Good to know I've left quite a mark on everyone with my organisation of the footy trip. So anyone ever remembers, apparently. Thanks for the kind words, Simo. I forgive you for all the times you dropped me. No, not really. No, I'll still hold on to that. I'm a bit nervous. I wasn't nervous until I saw all the other boys with their written speeches out in front of them. I've prepared nothing. But to be honest, I've probably been thinking about this speech in my head for about 6 years. Been holding on for a few. But it's finally here, and I've prepared nothing, so I'm going to go off the cuff. I've been lucky enough to say a couple of these in-house, I suppose, over the last few weeks, obviously to the players and a bit to the media, so I won't go over too much of the same stuff, but I'd probably like to thank a few of my teammates, past and present. We're really lucky in footy to be able to, forge some great friendships. But not only that, we get to really understand each other. Obviously, the highs and lows of football, winning and losing, and the good times and bad times, and all the hard trainings we go through. You really get to know those close mates and how they react in those moments. And I suppose that's obviously when I've learnt the most about them, but also when I've learnt the most about who I want to be and who I've endeavoured to be over my career. And some of the boys here tonight, Quinton Lynch, obviously Darren Glass, Bo Waters, Daniel Kerr, Ben Cousins, current players such as Josh Kennedy and Will Schofield, Chris Maston, boys that in those hard times, want to stand up. I thank all them for the influences they've had over my career. I think probably what I'd hope most players I've played with and come into contact with have had some influence on my life, but probably those more than others. I'd like to thank my parents, because apparently I forgot to thank them every other time I've had a speech. Both of them here tonight. Dad for the first time, made the effort for the last one. He doesn't like ritzy things like this, so Thank you for that, Dad. You guys have been obviously a massive part of me getting to this point in my life. You know, I haven't had that moment in a person's life where they find out that their parents aren't all they imagined they were going to be when they were young. I haven't got to that point yet. They still inspire me in the way they live their life. You know, it's still something I strive towards. To my wife, Tash, lurking in the background, being a bit creepy. You want to move up a little bit? Okay. Oh, look, footy's a little bit of sacrifice, I suppose, but a lot of enjoyment. And look, for Tash and for most girls, for Tash especially, look, she's had just as much sacrifice as me, probably, but for not much enjoyment. Which kind of sounds like our sex life, I suppose. That's the second sex joke I've made about Tash this year. Should we pump with that? Yeah, but thanks for everything else along with that over the years. She's been a rock. You've been amazing. And I love you. And lastly, to the football club, the club I love. You know, a life member was, you know, probably one of the biggest moments of my life, if not the biggest. I'll cherish that forever. Obviously, this is the inner sanctum of the club here in this room, and people that, you know, as I said before, have sacrificed for the football club. They've put the football club first in their life when they probably didn't need to. That's obviously over for me in a playing respect, but I hope that I'll still have that passion for the football club, and I know I will for the rest of my life. So I appreciate it very much, Nizzy down, and everyone's been involved in my career. So thank you very much.